I admit it, folks, I've been hiding things from you. If you watched my last Anno 117 video, you saw me make substantial progress in the sandbox mode, right up until we unlocked a new resource we'd never seen before, marble. I wasn't allowed to show it to you back then, but now that the game is only a couple of days from release, I can now. So we're about to dive into what I believe is going to be the true endgame of Anno 117, new tiers of population, resources, technology, and production that no one has ever shown off before. Now this video is still sponsored by Ubisoft. I really appreciate their continued support. If you guys want to learn more about Anno 117 PAX Romana and its release on November 13, there will be a link in the description down below. But without any further ado, let's pick up where we left off. Once more, we return to Latium and our burgeoning city. Now you'll recall that we are still currently at war with Tarragon, though we have pushed him entirely out of the region. And now he can be found holed up in Albion, where he has built up a pretty reasonable looking town. But in order to finally remove him from the game, I'd have to really build up my military forces here in Albion. I'd rather return to Latium and figure out what this new marble resource can do. Actually, wait, I take it back. Did Tarragon seriously set up on a new island over here? He sure did. Oh, that's not allowed to stand. Whatever, I want to explore what this new marble resource is going to be able to do. It's a whole new production chain. Now, unfortunately, our main island does not have any marble. We're gonna have to find one that does. Oh, look, one of the islands I stole from Tarragon has it. Perfect. It's not exactly in good shape, this town here, so it's gonna take a little bit of rebuilding. But to do that, we're going to need to send a lot of resources in that direction because, let's be honest, everything kind of started falling apart toward the end of that last video. We had a lot of ships get sunk, either by Tarragon or by Kaiso, so I need to rebuild up my navy, set up some new logistics, transfer basic resources back over to that island, and then we'll start extracting the marble. Okay, it took me almost an hour, honestly, to stabilize this island, getting all the resources I need and just getting my population back up to something reasonable. Tarragon really mismanaged this place, is the best I can say about him. It's no wonder he can't win a war worth anything. So now that we have some working population, let's go ahead and try setting down one or two of these marble quarries. There's two of them. Okay, that's probably going to take up a pretty substantial workforce of... Oh, I kind of figured it was going to take my Libertus, but instead it takes plebeians. That's fine. Point is, we are now producing marble. So we're going to go ahead and load up all the marble we can and bring it back to the capital. And then back home where I have all my equites, we can start placing down a marble mason. And just like that, we are now producing some marble blocks. Now, in order to make use of these and properly get myself up to some Tier 4 citizens, we're going to need to have a few more resources, unfortunately. So we're missing things like, you know, silver brooches, stuff that has to get sent back home. All the way from Albion, because it turns out silver is non-existent in Italy. Okay, we've got some logistics now running between Latium and Albion, so if we go to our Equus regions, we will find we have brooches and such being delivered, so that's no longer a concern, but I do need a couple more things manufactured here. That's going to be writing tablets, which will get me a lot of knowledge as well as money, and we need some fine glass. Get those together, that'll be enough to at least meet our household needs for upgrades. And then we also need to get ourselves the baths and the forums. Those do require marble. And now that I have marble, we can do these things. However, you'll notice the buildings are kind of huge. So I'm gonna have to like rearrange entire blocks of the city to make this work. Oh, quite the renovation coming up. Maybe I can place the bath like right over here. That would do the job, sure. Yes, we'll do that. Boom. That's a pretty good looking building over here, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if I want to peek in on everyone taking a bath or anything, but I mean, like, hey, it's going to boost up my fire safety and my health a lot, which is something, it so happens, I really need. So that leaves the forum. Where can I place a forum? Be over here? Replace a couple blocks? Yes, that will do very nicely, in fact. There we go. Gorgeous construction here as well. Okay, so that does a lot to take care of the needs of our Equus. So really, it's just going to come down to getting these new production chains. What do we need for writing tablets? Beeswax and Sandaric wood? I don't even know where you get that. And then for glass, I need, oh boy, minerals and sand and stuff to turn into glass. Yikes, dude. This is, gonna demand quite a lot here. Do I happen to already have minerals in any of the islands that I own? Does not appear so, but this island right over here has both of the things I need. So we need to go and snag this and turn it into a new mining operation. again. Look, at least I don't have to travel all the way to Albion to get some minerals, okay? I call that at least a partial victory. Oh, the Emperor is finally demanding peace with Tarragon? Only hours after I gave up fighting him. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll make peace. So wait, does that mean that I can now technically create an alliance with this guy? Maybe. I wouldn't join his war, so he's kind of mad at me. So probably not. Yeah, he's at war too. So that's not an option for me. Are you still fighting each other? I don't actually know how to tell if they're fighting each other still or not. There's probably a way. Hang on. Oh, yes. Okay, so they are. So I don't want to ally anybody right now because I'll just get called into some wars I don't want to fight. Oh, well, that's fine. So over here in this new island, let's see. Sandrick Nurseries. We need to get ourselves some concrete over here, but if we can do that and then get the mineral quarries together, we'll send it all back home. So it looks like we need to have plebeians working in the mineral mines as well. And in this nursery, this one actually is the Libertas. Okay, so not a very high-ranking level of population, but we still need to have at least a tier 2 needs across the board. Okay, so with that all set up, I'm just going to transport the raw goods back to the main island, and from here we can go ahead and start manufacturing. I think all we need to do at this point is just get the tabulus. The extra knowledge rating is certainly attractive. Kind of would like to place this amongst all my people. Ooh, but the glass smelter has to be on a river, huh? That's unfortunate. There's not a great spot for me to put that. Well, either way, that's all going to get delivered. I need to crush the minerals and then blow it into proper glass. Now, that does boost up prestige, though the fire safety leaves a lot to be desired. Still, I think I'm willing to do it. The extra prestige will be quite nice. So that's all the ingredients I need. Now it's just a matter of waiting. And Tarragon declares a war again. Good God, this guy, man. He just won't ever leave me alone. Wait. No, it's more than just that. He's actually mobilizing against the Emperor himself. Maybe he's finally decided that, in fact, he does blame the Emperor. I don't know. I'm not joining with him against the Emperor. That's ridiculous. I will absolutely join the Emperor to crush him. To which the Emperor's quite happy. I am in fact now his favorite. So do I finally have everything I need? The answer appears to be yes. All right, let's find out what happens. We go for tier 4. Well, that's a pretty looking building now, ain't it? Patricians! Ooh, all right, top tier citizenry. New options are available. Oh my gosh, what do we get now? We can go for mosaic tiles. All right, which takes even more of the minerals and some clay, so that's a whole new building material. But in addition, what do these people require? Well, first off, they would love to have a really big amphitheater, and it's expensive. Holy crud, it's huge too. Look at this thing. A massive monument? Heck yes, dude. I'm placing that down right now. Boom. So wait, what does it take to get this thing upgraded? We would need construction phase. Okay, we can start that process. What would that take? More concrete, more timber, and a whole load of rope. And additionally, we have some new things we can produce. What is that going to be? The oysters with caviar and bird tongues in aspic. Gross. What does that even require? Oyster beds and sturgeon hatcheries with fish gutters. Okay. And then, of course, for the aspids and bird tongues, we would need to get some bird charmers up in Albion in order to then rip out their tongues. Gross! This is disgusting. But if we can make them happy, we'll be able to access the temple and the library. I'm gonna go ahead and start this construction of this amphitheater then. So we're currently in phase 1, huh? That's a lot of workforce being put to work on this, by the way. A massive workforce. Dude, it's gonna take a while to get all these resources out here. Gosh dang. You know, one thing I hadn't realized, on my main island, I actually do have access to both oysters and to sturgeon. So if I want to, we absolutely can get the caviar going, and it's not gonna cost me much. Sturgeon have to go in rivers though, which is fine. I've got a spot right over here. There's my options, by the way, to get ourselves the temple and the library. Okay, and that leads to even more stuff. Necklaces and cloaks? Well, the cloaks at least look suspiciously like they're from Albion, so I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. None of this matters, though, until I can get myself some more mosaics. By the way, these buildings are expensive. 50,000, 60,000 gold, denarii? Oh my gosh. While we wait for all of that to get going, Tarragon, this island you took in Latium? No, buddy. The Emperor says you die. Whoa, what is happening here? So you remember how Tarragon declared war on the Emperor? Seems like the Emperor might have responded. I'm looking at the map here. Look how many, oh my God. Look how many ships the Emperor's got. Albion is teaming with them! Jasums, dude! This is what happens when you rebel? I'm never doing that. Frickin' heck, no way! Oh my god! It just keeps going! Jasums! Tarragon, all I can say is it was nice knowing you. Oh my god! They're not even quadriremes, they're quinquiremes. They're the most powerful ship you can possibly get, and he's got at least like 100 of them, if not far more. Real question is, are they ever gonna land here and kill Tarragon? Because, I mean, like, dude, if they ever have ground forces, he's dead. Man, and I thought I was doing pretty good with my little siege over here. Now I realize how unbelievably, pathetically weak I am. Turns out the Emperor is the Emperor, man, for a reason. For real, though, I would really like to see... Oh my god, look at it. It just... Oh, every time I see it, it gives me the shudders. I would love to see the Emperor actually land an invasion force, though. For real. Tarragon builds one ship, and like 200 ships come running after him. Oh my god. This is ludicrous. This is actually ludicrously insane. Oh my god. I'm using this to kind of give me some clues as to what it would take to play this game and actually go down the pro console victory route. Like, if I wanted to challenge the Emperor, now I know that the naval battle is just insane. But, if he can't land anything, maybe it's just a matter of having so many towers and catapults on the islands that eventually will win by attrition. Maybe. I mean, I'm not convinced, but I don't know, maybe. Hey, let's go ahead and build up that temple, by the way. Boom! Although, to be honest, I kind of hate the location of the temple. It'd be much better amongst all the people, but, you know, for now, it's fine. So, we finished one phase of the amphitheater. Ooh, there we go. That looks nice. Now we gotta start the next one, 3 of 4. We need a load of marble, as well as some bricks and more concrete. Good news, I'm pretty sure I have a lot of marble. Bad news, I need to have a lot more patricians. A lot more. I didn't realize this was going to turn into such an ordeal, if I'm completely honest. This is all new for me. I'm learning this all live as I go, same as the rest of you. So it's a little insane. There we go. That's the 750 I needed. Okay. So we now have access to the necklaces and the cloaks. But they're not done yet. There's more. We have loungers and hand mirrors, which require 1,200 patricians. So yeah, if I do want to get cloaks, I need weld and copper made into green hands so we can get some burris stitchers to make the cloaks. Oh, lordy. Some of this is getting a little bit ornate. The goldsmith, we already know how to get gold now, so I mean, like, this actually is a realistic option. Look, the good news is, at the very least, we can't upgrade the patricians again. If there were a tier 5, I think I'd actually lose my mind. Because this game would be so big, I'd be like, I don't even know if I can handle, man. It's huge. Oh, Emperor, what do you want now? Concrete! Concrete! Dang it all, that's like the thing I need a lot of. No, don't ask me for concrete. You know, I'd really like to know if there are more ways that I can schmooze up to the Emperor. Now that I know how strong he is, I know exactly what side I'm gonna be on. But like, aside from just giving him a ton of concrete, like, what else can I do? Like, I don't have that much concrete, man. I'd like to, but I really don't think I'm gonna be able to produce enough for you. Not as quickly as you're asking for. And even then, that means I have to put my freaking amphitheater on hold. Wouldn't you love to see me build an amphitheater, Mr. Emperor, man? Wouldn't that be cool? I think it'd be pretty cool. You know, I take it back. Apparently, we are going to have exactly the right amount of concrete just before the timer runs out. I've got 6 minutes to go and deliver 265 tons of concrete? Do you guys even realize how much that is? It's insane. I'm not even sure we're going to arrive in time, to be honest. These ships are kind of slow. Laden down with 265 tons of concrete and all. Just saying, Mr. Emperor, I could have put that concrete to use in so much better ways. Anyway, 200 plebeians have to work on this now, huh? Okay, might as well start that process. Let's get going. Oh my gosh, we made it with less than a minute to spare. Holy crud. All right, so there goes all that. Ugh, 10 reputation. That's it, only 10? Man, that means we're still not quite at the maximum amount. So now I guess we just sit back and wait a little bit. I think I'm gonna make this my endgame goal. This feels like the final thing to do, you know? The amphitheater's a massive project. I mean, yes, being declared consul would be kind of cool. I don't deny it, it would be awesome. But I have no idea when the Emperor's going to give me that last bit of reputation, but I guarantee you no one else is going to build this. Has he killed Tarragon yet? No. No, Tarragon's still sitting here getting bombarded nonstop. Look at the mini-map. Look how many ships he has. They're everywhere. Albion is the most patrolled sea in the world. What are we missing for the rest of this amphitheater right now? About 20 rope? Okay. Yeah, that's been a pretty big bottleneck for me so far, but we're making lots and lots of hemp, so I feel like we're going to be okay on that front. I will say I do appreciate that the longer I've been playing this game, the more I'm having to spread out and really start metropolizing this entire island. And it looks absolutely gorgeous, gotta admit. But that amphitheater, that's gonna be a literal beacon on the hill. Literal, that is to say, when I take, like, all of the rabble-rousers like Tarragon and light them on fire. That probably happened in Rome, right? Just a little more to go, and this'll be done. Okay, phase complete. Boom. Oh, we are nearly there, folks. What's left? Oh my god, a lot. That is so much mosaic. Okay, 300 mosaic. The concrete and the marble and brick don't surprise me. It is a good thing that I have started producing gold. Because 60 gold will take a second, but the mosaic, that's gonna be the killer. Also, I need 2,200 patricians! Patricians! Why? Oh, God. They make you work for this one, don't they? Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. That means I really need to start meeting the needs of as many of these patricians as possible. Cheese is something I'm not producing here, apparently. I should have some bird tongues arriving, but I guess I'm not producing very many. Let's find out what's going on in Albion. I've got some. I think it just takes a very long time to travel from Britain all the way to Italy, and then it gets consumed too fast, which is, you know, no surprise to anyone. But cheese, I don't see any reason why I couldn't just go ahead and start making a bunch of cheese. What would it take to get myself some loungers or some hand mirrors? Loungers I can make here, hand mirrors have to be made abroad, and honestly that's not necessarily worth the effort. But for a lounger, oh okay, so I've actually already got a bunch of snail shells. So this would not be impossible for me to make. And then there is still more to do after that. Lyres and chariots. Oh god. Hand mirrors, for their part, take the silver I'm already making. Actually, all I would need is some shells. Shiny shells? If I can get some shiny shells, this actually might be doable. Yeah, my main island does actually have access to those. Hold on, maybe this is fine. Except I think the only way that I can do that is if I grow my noble population enough to unlock things like the theater, which would then find more things in order to get the shiny shell access. I don't know if that's really worth it. I think I'd rather just brute force it while I build up my population instead. I think that's fine. I mean, it's not like I can do anything until I have a bunch of mosaics anyway. What would it take for me to get lyres and chariots? Lyres would take sheep, wood, gold, blah, blah, blah. All things we have. Gilders and stringers, huh? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not a small effort in order to make that work. Not a small effort at all. Chariots, for their part, require wild ponies, as well as chariot chassis. This game, man, every time I think that I've got a handle on it, it just gets bigger. Okay, I think I finally have enough patricians. So, let's click the button. New options available. There it is. This is going to take forever. It's going to take a very, 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 very long time, dude. Oh my gosh. Shortage of workers in the city. You don't say! Really? Oh, okay. I'll fix that. Oy. Time for some mass urbanization, I suppose. Build vertical, folks. There we go. That should be enough. Okay. Okay. So, now we just sit back and wait. My fire safety, by the way, has been abysmal this entire game. It's kind of hard to stay on top of this, it turns out. Very, very difficult to stay on top of it. But the important thing is we are able to start constructing this. Why is it acting like I have no gold whatsoever, though? I have gold smelteries. What's going on? Got at least one over here. No, it's producing gold. It just looks like all of it's been going to making jewelry so far. Well, that's obviously not going to do it. Yeah, nowhere near enough gold ore. Fine. Massive gold operation over here. There be gold in them there rivers. 4 gold washers. Hopefully that solves the problem. Screw it. I'll add a 5th because I can. There we go. Okay. Everything is being produced. All I can do now is wait. I think I actually just got my 100 reputation, by the way. I sure did. Okay. Did something that the Emperor was happy with. So I'm now currently the absolute favorite. If the Emperor would just deign to declare me consul, that would be amazing right about now. I don't know how to get him to do it, but I know it would be great. How we doing here? About 100 mosaics to go, huh? Okay. I've like tripled our mosaic production, but it's still taking a very, very long time here. Turns out, if you look at this little meter here, look how slowly that's moving up. Look how slow it is! Move faster, you stupid patricians! A request from the Emperor. Oh, could it be? No, I will not give you 280 mosaics. Frick you! All right, I'm giving up my opportunity to be consul, but there ain't no way I'm giving him 280 tons of mosaics. Are you insane?
You've got grain.
absolutely nuts. That actually just makes me mad. It took me how long just to get to this much mosaic in the first place, and he wanted to basically double it. Unbelievable. Somebody is spying on me, and the Emperor's like, how do I frick with this guy as much as possible? Here comes the last of the tiles right now. Then I wait 1 minute for them to install it. And there we go. Let's click the button. Bada boom! Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is a gorgeous amphitheater. And alas, it does... Wait, does it actually affect everything on the island? It affects almost every house in the island. There is a radius to it, but if we had constructed it more toward the center, everyone would have benefited from it. Look at the size of it! Unbelievable! Oh, and now this guy's all like, hey, you know, maybe we should actually go down like the whole alliance route. You think? Maybe? Your favorite governor, says the Emperor. Are you gonna make me consul? Because until you do, I'm not sure that I'm your favorite governor. Anyway, apparently my city is now a growing monstropolis, which I think is hilarious. We still have incredibly bad fire safety, but everyone is very, very happy now. We can also choose some active games to prepare. Hold on, wait, what? I can actually do that? Whoa, look at this. It's a whole new thing I didn't even know existed. Local gladiatorial games? Okay. Increase its fame, and we get even more benefit. What? Prevent uprising outbreaks. Your ships get stronger, better prices, trade revenue. Dude, the amphitheater is not just like an endgame item, like it is actually a wonder that does a ton for you. So bread and wine, I've now got 50% more productivity. I can boost that even further with everything else. That's cool. What else we got here? Grand gladiator games. Okay, for this, some reason I can do this one. I'm not sure why I'm allowed to do that and not others. And then, look at this. Oh, we could actually reenact something in the water. Ugh, but I'd have to connect it to the aqueducts. That's really hard to do with where I placed it. I don't see any reason we couldn't do some grand gladiator games, though. Oh, man, it takes a whole load of bread and glass. Oh, wait, I don't have any chariots. Forget chariots. Chariots suck. I don't want to do any chariots. There we go. We'll just do local gladiatorial games. Well, looks like we were able to deliver everything we needed to, so we can actually watch the games going on down below. Sorta, kinda. Notice we haven't fully filled out the stands, though. I'm guessing if you want to do the really big games, that's where you'd get the awesome stuff. Full crowd and all that. We are about to die! Salute you, probably! Why would you salute the person who's probably gonna get you killed? I don't even know, but whatever, it's good sportsmanship. Well, with that, I feel like we've managed to accomplish something pretty cool. I might be one of the first people in the world to actually build out the amphitheater. It is gorgeous. Good lord, it took a lot of work, but the benefits seem pretty outstanding, so I would say a worthwhile investment for sure. And overall, I feel pretty good about my city. There's a few things I would probably improve and rearrange if I wanted to, but for now, I'm kind of happy with the organic sprawl that we've had here. It's a very happy looking city, very gorgeous. Those patrician houses are amazing. Look at all this. Look at the detail going into this. Dude, there's even some people just hanging out on the balcony over here. Wait a minute, seriously, they're having... No, wait, really though. They're having a parade and someone actually came to the freaking window to cheer them on? Dude, I'm just telling you, this game has some incredible detail in it. Very cool, very, very cool. Well, thank you all very much for watching this video and some of the endgame features that are available in Anno 117 Pax Romana. So the lessons we've learned here, Amphitheater's amazing. Lesson number 2, don't peeve off the Emperor. He is a lot stronger than you for a reason. Only thing that would have made this better is if he actually had maybe his consul, but I have no idea how you force that. It could be that I just need a lot more military strength and he would have given it to me or something. I don't know. Regardless, I've had a lot of fun with that, and I hope you have too. If you'd like to learn more about Anno 117 Pax Romana, it is coming up very soon on November 13th. And you can find a link in the description down below if you would like to learn more. And of course, once again, a big thank you to Ubisoft for the continued sponsorship and support. It's been very much appreciated. Please consider hitting that like button if you did enjoy, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.